Is Bitcoin right now preparing for another dumpage that would complete this inverse head and shoulder explosion breakout pattern to $46,000 and beyond? And even though Bitcoin has been pummeled below the 21 weekly moving average, many top altcoins have bounced very strongly at their own. Is this a clue that we're all potentially missing? And Bitcoin dominance was swiftly rejected off of its key 50 daily moving average. Can the 21 daily hold, or is it more pain in store for Bitcoin? Sometimes you just gotta dump. I'm your host, Buster Blasthard, and just like Bitcoin, the longer you keep me down, the harder it is when I finally blast. Well, the calm before the storm is here, and there's a lot of things developing on these charts right now, and as I'm recording, in fact, this is truly the calm before the storm, guys, because there is so much more that is going to be happening this week, and I think within the next 12 to 24 hours. We're going to be taking a look at all of these scenarios because they're absolutely wild, and they're definitely worth paying attention to. So if you're new to the channel, make sure to like, subscribe, turn on these absolutely time-sensitive alerts, and without any further ado, let's jump in. Wow, so one of the biggest things that we saw during the absolute massive dumpage that initiated back on March 19th is this, guys. Bitcoin regained a lot of dominance. So May 19th. May 19th, just about 6 days ago, the very dubious dump that Bitcoin saw, we saw Bitcoin dominance increase quite a bit, going from about 39% all the way up to about 49, almost 49 here. So about a 10% increase, a 10% rally. And you can see we breached through the 21 DMA all the way up, but swiftly were rejected at the 50 DMA. And now Bitcoin yet again holding on to the 21 DMA. So this will be very big to see if this holds because, again, is Bitcoin going to be able to capture some momentum, or is it possible that altcoins take over once again? Because the story of the past 3 months was this: Bitcoin traded sideways while altcoins is where the money was made and the excitement was. And that was for quite a long time. Now, because of this massive dump, we see a lot of these altcoins take bigger hits and Bitcoin gain a little bit of dominance that we just showed you on that chart. However, are we already getting hints that altcoins are still looking, slightly more bullish in this current environment? And crazy important note, we can't forget about this, the DXY is at a critical level as well. And again, long term, I still think this is going to continue dropping here. The US dollar currency index not looking very strong here, going all the way back to these lows we saw at the beginning of February 2018. This has just been teeter-tottering around the 89.90 level for a long time. And can it hold is the big question. No, I don't think so. And I think we're going to be seeing a big drop here with the DXY fairly shortly. But keep in mind, but exactly what is going on with Bitcoin? So again, if we transpose what we saw back in the March crash of 2020, basically, again, so many similarities here, but what Bitcoin did back then was very similar to what we saw. However, if it were to continue repeating and just following pitch perfect to what it did about a year ago in March of 2020, then, what happened last time was we actually saw a pretty big move to the upside. If it actually did continue to follow kind of what it did last time, then we'd probably get a rejection off of here, the 21 daily moving average, trade sideways, and ultimately, I don't have it on here, but what ended up happening obviously after that was absolutely massive explosion. Now again, I'm not saying it's going to repeat exactly. All I'm saying is interesting pattern so far that's been exactly what the last dump was a year ago, and it'll be interesting to see if we can actually get a move to the upside and get rejected again at the 21 DMA, right around 46 to 47,000 US dollars, which is exactly what the breakout target of this right here would be. In developing on the 1 hour chart here, again, keep in mind, this is the 1 hour chart. So I think there's a lot of flexibility with this, but right now we're actually holding on the 50 moving average where we've been finding support for quite a long time now, where we've bounced just a day ago, where we've bounced a few times. But as well, now we're finding resistance at the top level, the 21 moving average on this 1 hour chart as well. So it's just getting squinched and squeezed right in here. And, I think we're only a couple hours away from a swing in one direction. I don't think we're going to be trading sideways for long. Are we going to head up right here and get rejected yet again at this critical level right around like 39 to 40,000 US dollars? Or are we finally going to have potentially another move where I think we should hold somewhere around $33,000 at the lowest if we actually get this move down here? So somewhere, say maybe just a move kind of like this. It doesn't have to be exact. I mean, we could even just move this over. Again, it depends on how it develops. You can see, again, even if this is a potential inverse head and shoulders, which it looks like it could very well end up shaping up to be like a pretty good looking inverse head and shoulders, you can see there are still parts of it that are, you know, kind of out of place, but the structure is still there, and that's the most important part. So pretty much we're either going to have another move up to about 39, where, you know, if we get rejected there again, which we see happen over and over and over again, then I think it's very likely that we're going to be, you know, completing this inverse head and shoulders with a breakout target of about 46,000 US dollars. And as well on the 6-hour chart, which I think is, you know, more valid. Again, this is the very first time we've been staying above the 21 moving average on the 6-hour chart since May 12th. Okay, back on May 12th, Bitcoin was above 57,000 US dollars. So this is before any of the real dumpiness started. Okay, we were kind of just trading sideways. We were not at the all-time highs, but for the most part, this entire range was not incredibly bearish, right? Price action was only a couple percent from those all-time highs. And this is the first time we've been peeking our head above this since May 12th. So again, this is just pretty important right here. Could we end up, you know, getting another pushback coming down even lower, you know, 34, 33, something like that, and having a strong bounce here? Again, that's a scenario that I think is worth looking at. But yeah, for the most part, this descending channel is something that we ought to be watching, because when we were within this channel, it was important to be looking at the top of it for resistance and the bottom of it for support. But now we're outside of it. So the question is, will we get a retest again? Or will we be able to actually, you know, start moving up before a retest? Or are we just going to end up plummeting back into it? And again, that's where the most bearish scenario comes in, because that's where, you know, people talking about a sub 30K Bitcoin would be proven correct. But I think the biggest thing, which we're going to know fairly soon, is if we're going to be repeating the exact same bottom recovery that we saw back in March. Again, I don't think anything repeats exactly, but if you transpose what happened in March to what's happening right now, the double bottom is eerily the same, especially in terms of the time frame. We had that bottom, and then just a few days later, we had a higher low, which you can see right about here. Okay, this is the structure here. We had a bottom, then we had this higher low, and then we ended up consolidating for a few days, kind of sideways, and then we had a nice move up. And exactly where we got the rejection was kind of right at the where we see this 21 DMA right now. So if you guys are new to the channel, make sure to hit that like, subscribe, turn on those ghost notifications so you don't miss these absolutely time-sensitive updates. Guys, if you're interested in getting hardware wallets, if you're interested in, you know, learning some TA, if you're interested in even trading, there are some nice bonuses below. And keep in mind, if you sign up with any of the links below, you can make a lot of money that way or lose a lot of money if you do not practice risk management, especially if you don't use stop losses. So keep in mind, guys, making money is not easy, and trading is an acquired skill that also takes a lot of patience, to be honest. But without any further ado, that's it for me. Bye-bye.